Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and yes, we're here with Total War Pharaoh. And whether you're interested in the title or not, there is something that piqued my interest. It's something that I really have been campaigning for pretty much every single Total War game, and that is more campaign customization. Total War Warhammer introduced a slider. One, which as you can imagine isn't real customization when we've got other games such as like the Paradox series with Crusader Kings and all that, and this is exactly what I want to see in Total War. This is a sandbox game after all, and it's exactly what we're seeing here with Pharaoh. Again, the CA Sophia team proving that they go above and beyond. So, campaign customization, battle, AI, and general, this is absolutely awesome. The majority of the stuff is done pre-campaign, which understandably so, it's the same case with many of these games that do have this style of customization, but you can see a lot of different things, from changing your starting budget to random starting faction locations, random faction personalities, which means that, you know, like in Warhammer, you've got empire builders, you've got aggression ones. This can be different. This can be super, super weird. The participants in a civil war, this is a mechanic in Pharaoh itself. Army sizes, recruitment capacity, everything can be changed, and it is so nice, in all honesty, just being able to play around and decide what campaign is the best thing to tailor to my specific wants and needs. This is something, again, I've been saying we need this in every single Total War game. This hasn't been a thing since just Warhammer. We've been needing this since basically Rome 1. The more thorough you can get with campaign customization, the more fun it is to the majority of the player base. Some of you might not use this at all, some of you might just want the standard Total War experience, but this should definitely be the standardized thing going forward for Total War games and not just a slider. With the recruitment capacity one probably being the best one, as a lot of people don't like what they did with Warhammer 3, where your standard recruitment is just 2. It's also the same here, but you can increase it and it does definitely make it feel a bit more fast-paced. We're still in the campaign section. You can see a lot of different things. For example, forbidding trading or disabling the trespassing diplomatic penalty, increasing or decreasing attrition damage, even an Iron Man mode. So this is basically the new version of Legendary. The Legendary mode still exists, but you're able to actually save as and when you wish if you just go into the campaign customization, which means that you can actually have a proper Legendary campaign without this forced Iron Man mode that was usually the case. You can go Iron Man if you so wish, but it's just nice to have the option. I like playing Legendary campaigns, but sometimes I want to do a little save because I need to close the game down, you know? There's even stuff like reducing player upkeep, max rank generals, all the usual stuff, which might sound cheaty, but what a lot of people would actually use this for is testing out factions, seeing traits, seeing how everything works. You can even increase like the Sea People army count to make it a little bit more dangerous. It's nice to see the ability to customize everything when it comes to your campaign, because again, more customization, more fun. There's not a lot in the battle section, which is literally just you can make all the enemy units or your units or basically everyone's units unbreakable in case you just want to fight down to the last man. You can toggle auto resolves to allow that to happen or not, which okay, fair enough, and disable retreat from battle. Then just like missile unit ammunition. There's not a lot, yeah. But again, it's still better than what we have with other active titles or even inactive titles. And it's not like this is all the stuff that we're getting. There's a bunch of stuff in general. So we've already seen a lot more customization than we would have naturally anyway. There's a AI section which is actually fairly good. You can increase or decrease the starting budget for your enemies, right? Increasing the replenishment, the unit capacity, the construction cost, the happiness per turn, that's basically public order, or you can decrease it too. Hell, you can even decide if the AI gets diplomacy or not, or how the AI behavior is going to be. Yeah, again, a lot of customization options, a lot of stuff which is needed for a sandbox title. I mean, it's good to see that CA Sophia are listening to the fan base. It's definitely something that needs to be done more throughout Total War, let's be honest there. And obviously the usual stuff is there, so like battle duration, battle realism mode, which I'm not a fan of, but I know some people do like it. Save on cloud, advice frequency, and time of day too. You can actually decide to keep it in a specific time of day because, yeah, you know, that's a thing. the weather does change in the Pharaoh map. So yeah, I mean, this is, again, pretty cool. I like the idea of having everything as much as possible. There could be a little bit more, and there's some stuff which might not be relevant to me and might not be relevant to you, but might be relevant to other people. Again, important when a developer is listening to the fan base. Now, this isn't an endorsement for Pharaoh, it's more this should be a standard when it comes to Total War games. I like this, I'm pretty certain that you guys are gonna like this too, which is why I'm making a video, but with regards to Pharaoh, make sure that you keep informed before you make a purchase. This isn't a cheap game, and obviously there are some things which I'm not too keen on, like pre-purchasing DLCs that you don't know what exactly they are. So while a lot of new and shiny things might get shown off, it's important to keep informed so you know if it's worth it for you. Unfortunately, the review embargo itself is on the day before launch, which, yeah, not ideal, but this is the standard for Total War lately, which I don't like. But I'm sure that there'll be some creators posting multiple videos on the Pharaoh stuff. I will stress again, though, that it is nice that CA Sophia have been listening, especially with regards to campaign customization, and we have seen other stuff. They posted some sort of video which went into detail about stuff that they were listening about, like the banners and so on, which is nice. It is very nice to see that there is a studio that still does want to actively listen to the community, so I guess time will prove it. What I will say is I have been playing a few campaigns, and I have been testing out all the customization stuff, and everything seems to work as intended, which is great. I did a random start, so I ended up in a random location with Ramses, and yeah, just kind of played around with that. Recruitment capacity was a big one for me because, again, the Warhammer 3 decision of just lowering it just is not great. It really slows down my campaigns, and I'm one of those types of people that want to like go fast. I do that fairly often, which is probably why I'm not going to be streaming this much. There are way too many turn restrictions, which means that I literally would do, in my usual 8-hour streams, a good 2 or 3 campaigns, because like the first restriction is like turn 70. I mean, that's really fast. I'm not trying to be negative here, but I just don't like creating a new campaign and then stopping because of turn limitations. I understand why they're doing that, but it does kind of take the motivation out to play, well, in public, you know, streaming and all that. But let's not end this on a bad note. I still think that campaign customization is a good thing, and definitely we should see it in more titles. What do you guys think about this? Do you like what you see? Is there anything that you feel is missing? As CA Sophia are listening to feedback, which is obviously very, very important. We might not be able to see it by launch because that's in 3 weeks' time, but you never know in the future. Plus, if we want this in Total War Warhammer 3, and if we want this in future games, I'm imagining that they do have other Total War titles in the works. They have said so. We have to keep vocal about things that we do want from other titles. This is why we ended up getting so many cool things from Troy in Total War Warhammer, such as the Chaos Warrior rework, which is basically just the Amazon stuff. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.